All right, guys. Well, welcome back. So today, I want to start with a specific class that I've been percolating for you, and then, of course, we'll get into the regular aspects of the power meeting too. But I wanted to start with some really great training, and it's going to be kind of like almost a kickoff to the whole new systems way of training, right? Like this one is more the starting point, and then normally each time going forward, we would go into a specific system. But I want to kind of start it with the 1 over 50,000. And I just finished a great book called Lead Like It Matters, Craig Groeschel. And that's the one I've been telling you guys about, right? Where he talks about it. Like you walk into some churches and you just know they have it. And the other ones just don't have it. And it's hard to define, well, what is it, right? And the whole book is dedicated towards figuring that out. And of course, it means one thing for churches, but it means some really similar things for our dojo, right? Probably with the exception of, the inclusion of obviously a church is meant to bring people to Christ, and that's not our specific it. But a lot of the other stuff is exactly the same, right? And one of the things that he talked about was in the it was, understanding the why and the how and the what. So I want to talk about that today a little bit. So anybody know how the why of an organization is expressed by any chance? Yeah, the purpose, it's the vision. It's called a vision statement. And the vision actually always explains the why that an organization exists. And ours is to improve society and our community and families and individuals, one black belt at a time. Hi, Sensei Charlie. And that's our vision. And that's been our vision since 2020. That part's never changed, right? And the very definition of a vision is it's like that, right? Like where it's like this big lofty goal that you never can attain, right? Because if you can attain it, then some point it's over, right? Like vision is supposed to be forever, right? And ours is to improve our society, our communities, our families and individuals, one black belt at a time. And then if that's the why, if the vision says the why, then what says the how? If the vision statement explains the why, what statement explains the how? The mission statement, exactly, Shihan. The mission statement. And our mission statement, of course, everybody knows that, right, is, Senpai Aiden? Prepare to live, empower to lead. We made it easy so you could memorize it because the one I wrote in 2020 was not easy. It's prepare to live and empower to lead. So that's our how, okay? But then there's always also a what, right? Because even the how is a little vague, right? So what is our actual product? What is it's called the Queen Bee Row in a book we read a long time ago, or it is it in this book, and it's the what. What do we produce? Black belt leaders, man, give them 2 claps. That's right, our actual product is black belt leaders. And I'll tell you one of the reasons, honestly, that I wanted to give this class today is because I want to make sure to make clear that that's the most important part, that everything we do is about that. Because in the very last chapter in the book, as I was walking around the lake this morning, he was talking about how so many like pastors, for example, lose their it because they get mired in all the other stuff and they forget why they were doing it in the first place, right? And that's why we're doing it. And that's been true since only he was born, and just barely. He was at the grand opening in my arms. You understand what I'm saying? It's always been about this. But this is just, it's the what, but it's kind of an idea, right? So what does the idea mean specifically? When and you guys can come closer and be a little less formal, but when we talk about, because I want you guys to give me these things. When we know, because you are, Senpai Aiden is almost a black belt leader and he already acts like one, right? Because we say second degree is a black belt leader. He's almost a black belt leader and he already has the attributes I'm talking about. Sensei Winston is a black belt leader. And yeah, if you guys want to get a little more, stay here, but if you want us to get a little more comfortable, you can. Sensei Winston is, a black belt leader and we got a master in it, but the black belt leader is the second degree or above. And what we're talking about, of course, is the attributes that a black belt leader possesses. So what are some? What is it? Confidence. I love it. So confidence. So say, Charlie, you can unmute yourself and chime in too if you want, everybody.
Can you hear me?
Vision. I love it. Vision, right? And goals, right? Okay, good. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, we teach the students how to have vision and how to set
Can you guys
goals,
hear
right?
me?
Absolutely. What is it? Okay, but what, so give me some specifics though, like what? What's that? Right, so tell me some things that a black belt leader does to set the example. Or do you just mean, okay, courage, I love it. Courage. And I guess for setting the example would be like leadership, like, or leadership by example maybe even, right? What are some others? Sensei Charlie, say something.
Hello?
Oh no, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Look unmuted, but we can't hear you, but Sensei Mac's trying to fix it. You can type it, worst case, if we can't get you to work.
Okay.
Try one more time, Sensei Charlie, if not, we'll just,
Hello?
yeah, we can't hear you, so go ahead and just, if you want, just type it, and I'll put it up. Who else? I know you guys can give me many, many more. What are some of the, when we look at a black belt leader, what are the different? Hungry. Okay, hungry. And you said striving to be your best, so maybe we call that excellence, right? Focus, I love it. Respect, love it. Oh, okay. What's the same as competence, but maybe but when you said personality development, maybe character development? What is it? Respect? Yeah, yeah, she answered that. That's okay. If we were going on those, what's the next one? Yeah, discipline. Good job. You got discipline, of course. Which, by the way, you know, the neat thing about all of these, of course, is that any one of them can change somebody's life, right? Like you just instill a little discipline or a little confidence, it can change somebody's life. But all these things, okay. What else? Confident, absolutely. Competent. Oh, okay. Leadership, competence in what? Okay, so yeah, we can say competent, and everybody can, because you're right, competent in the curriculum, competent in the martial arts, but also competent in all the other things it takes, whatever. So okay. No, but it is. That's what he said though. Competence, right? Is skill. Good. Yeah. Patient. I love it. Enthusiastic. I love it. Think about the black belt test and some of the other things that they. Oh, humble. I like humble. What'd you say, Winston? Well, but we can use a simple word. I've been using this simple word to explain the same thing these days. Grit. Right? Grit. What do you say? Enduring. Okay, so like perseverance. Does it say, Charlie? Yes. Okay. Love it. What else? What else do we both want to, and we know we do as we have as we produce black belt leaders, they leave with these things. Honesty, integrity, Or what about like communication skills, right? And public speaking skills, right? Uh, Friendly? Is that what you? Okay. Yeah, friendly in hospital is the same. I know how to spell friendly. Okay. All right. um, Ooh, no, that's a good one. Self-control. Good job, Winston. Yeah, I need one for right here. Huh. You need to tell her. She says all the time that we need to be transparent when something doesn't. So yeah. Oh. What else? There's probably at least 2, 3 more. Oh, we haven't even said courtesy. I don't think they're the same, and I'll explain what I mean. Because, like, I think even when you guys, like, even if somebody forgets to be courteous, they can still respect you, right? But courtesy is an actual. Huh? True. Great point. Great point. So courtesy. Okay. Great point. We talked about grit, which I guess is the same as like toughness, which is one of the ones I think of. You know, the fact that oh, how about this? How about positive mental attitude? Yeah, I'm not going to use that acronym, but for obvious reason. But I want a positive mental attitude. Anything else? Yeah, no, that's good though. Oh yeah, yeah, that's great. Lifelong learner. Oh yeah, and can I, right? As long as we're saying that, might as well even say 1092. I know they seem more like lessons than, but they're also like, because you carry them into life with you. You know, like 10% what happens to me, 90% how I react to it, right? Good. But tell me. It's true though, right? Yeah. What else? One more each. Let's try. Let's try. I'm not saying you have, you know, if we don't. Like, well, what does it mean? What do you mean by that? Tell me, and I'll. Do you mean smart, or do you mean something else? Wow. Ooh, commitment. And I think you're kind of talking about like wise, almost like wise, right? I like it. Wise, committed. Probably misspelling that too, but yeah, I give too many T's. Oh well. Spell swap? No, that's not one of them. Anything else? What do you say? Role model, that's cool. I like that too, though. I'm gonna add that. I mean, it's a kind of a different way of saying like leader, or, you know, so we can put it role model. You know what I was just thinking? I don't know how to say it, but a black belt leader should be kind of at peace with himself. You know how people these days are all, self-aware as well, probably, but I mean at peace, huh? I think that's humble. Humble, right? Blasphemous. Oh, balance. Balance or centered, something I'm still working on. All right. And what I'm talking about is like these days, like they say, one of the major things that negatively affects society is like mental anguish, right? Anxiety and fear. So what would be the opposite of that? Calm? Like what is calm, peace? Yeah, but confident is knowing I can do something, right? Like, but that doesn't mean like, I think that you can be confident and have anxiety, right? Like, so I mean more like that feeling of peace, like, but I don't know what to call it. Huh? Huh? Distinguishment? Peace, maybe? Tranquility. Okay. Well, which one do we want? Tranquility or calm or peace? Everybody pick. Peace? Yeah, I'm going to use tranquility. Tranquility. Tranqui. No I? T. Like that? We did it! Oh, I did? Oh, yeah, that would make sense. All right, guys, 2 claps. Sensei Winston, you're not going far, are you, buddy? All right. Anybody else need a water real quick? Well, okay. Because I want to move from this one relatively quickly, but I think this is so important, right? Because if we, in more ways than one. Number one, of course, so that we make sure that everything that we do supports this, producing people with these things, right? That's the main reason, right? Because we know that our product is to produce black belt leaders. We know that our behaviors should always move them in that direction. Oh, I forgot an important one. Empowered, right? Which probably a lot of the other things are subcomponents of empowered, but when I say empowered, you know, I mean able to do anything, right? And believing that they can do anything, so maybe belief, right? Maybe faith. All right. But the other reason is this, quite frankly, because I come to the realization that lately we talk a lot, and don't get me wrong, it is going to happen. We are going to be $1 million dojo. And that is going to positively affect everybody's life that is here as a part of it. But if that's the reason we're doing it, it's not good enough. And it never has been. But I think we've focused on it a little too much to the exclusion of the part that matters most. Because if you focus on the money instead of the mission, instead of the why, instead of the how, instead of the what, then you lose it. You guys understand what I mean? So I'd like us to almost have our goals to be more centered around, let's get everybody to black belt leader. Let's have an unreasonable goal that everybody that starts becomes a black belt leader. Now we know that we can only control the part we can control, so that's not going to necessarily happen. But what if we actually worked as if we could? What if we worked with a belief and a vision that it's my job to turn him into a black belt leader, and took it personally like I do every time we fell and every time they left, right?